Well, how you guys doing? All right. I want to start doing some short videos and give you some of my thoughts on a few issues and answer some questions I get asked a lot. So I decided to answer these questions in a few minutes. Maybe do a YouTube video, maybe do a series. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. First, I want to address. Well, I don't belong to any stream teams or any other organizations, kind of like that. Give you a little background. I was on an eSports team as a designer. I did that for about a year or so before I decided to part ways with that team. Really, one of the top teams, one of the top eSports teams out there at the time, and it was a great experience. I learned a ton, learned a whole lot. There was some unfortunate issues that happened towards the end, but I got to see how a team was run. I got to work with some really great people. But there were a number of downsides I wasn't a big fan of either. The one reason I've decided to keep the streaming side of my business to like a minimum, like promoting it and whatnot, is I want to put forth con art as a business first. Like it's like even though entertaining and streaming is a business, the professional part of it as actual designer and content creator, I thought came before that. And as a business, I would definitely want to control my messaging as, as much as I can. So when you're attached to a team or attached to a group of people, nothing against the people of the team, but there are things that may happen or issues that may arrive that you do not agree with. But you're attached to this team. You've got this stamp on you now, and it's a bit of freedom you give up to join an organization that may be large. It may be thriving. It may get you tons and tons of fame, follows, all that kind of stuff. And I decided to forego all that. And I've been offered for quite a number of positions as a streamer, as a designer, and that the one half is being on the team and you lose your autonomy. The second thing is if you're a designer for a team, there were quite a few issues I encountered as a designer for a team. One, my business is going fantastic. Like it's been going amazing. And if you work for a team, people in that team expect to work from you, expect to have work from you in a timely fashion. But you guys have known me. You guys have reached out to me. If you guys do not know, I'm typically booked up 1 month to 4 months on average. So that's one reason I didn't join a team. I would be negligent to join a team as a designer, and I'm booked up for X number of months. Like that would be foolish. Secondly, when you're working on a team, you kind of have to turn down other work to fulfill the need for that actual team. Also, when you work for some of these esports teams, depending on the team, I'm not saying all esports teams are like this, or stream teams are like this. If you're not getting a stipend or any kind of money as a monthly salary, you're selling yourself short. You may make the best designs. They might look all awesome, but you're setting yourself up to a limited audience, and that was another concern I reached. I didn't want to limit the reach of my business. I've worked with some of the biggest teams out there. Like after I left that esports team, I worked with some of the biggest names, the biggest esports teams, like professional esports teams, you name it. And I was getting DMs from people like, "Oh, I see you're on such and such team. Do you do work outside that team?" And if I had to answer that question, that meant I was losing money. Oh, see, you got you work such such, or can you do this for me? I'm like, yes, I can do that for you. And then I realized that as a business, if people think you're exclusively making work for this one team and nothing else, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you're getting compensated, for your time for working for this one team, and it's going to supplant all other income coming from the outside, by all means, have at it. But if I'm going to be picked up by a team, I'm going to need, you know, I don't know, a few $1,000s a month just to work for a team, which I know most teams can't afford, or they can, but they don't want to pay it. So that was a big issue. Also, there is this thing when you're on a team where they have sponsorships, and the sponsors pay a certain amount to the organization to push their products forward. Your sports drinks, your mixes, your powders, your gloves, your key grips, your cameras, your electronic equipment, the controllers, you name it. And that's all fine and good if you use all those products. But if I don't use any of those products, and I might even find some of those products to be less than quality, I hit another wall for myself. It's like I can't openly promote something that I think is not a great product. I won't. I can't. I tried to do it, and I felt terrible. That's why there's still a hoodie on the back of this chair. Like this chair, you won't see the logo on this chair because I'm not complete. I don't know how this chair is going to be in 6 months. So I'm very, very careful about what I attach my name to, and so should everybody. They should be very, very careful what they attach their name to, because if I put my name on something, I want it to mean quality. I want it to be, I want it to definitely represent who I am, what I believe in, so on and so forth. And some people don't realize that when you are associated with a thing, like, oh yeah, such gave me a code for this chair, it broke in 3 weeks. Well, such and such recommended, X numbers of, sports drink. It tasted like crap. That is not something I promise. Left hand, right. I promise I will never do to anybody that follows me. Definitely will not do that. As I hawk my King's Coast, but I drink this every day, like literally. When I found out that King's Coast had an affiliation, I was like, I'm on it, because literally I live by this stuff now. And I guess in the grand scheme, as yourself as a designer or streamer or content creator, when you're looking for a team, just realize what you're giving up to join that team. Now, I'm not saying that, as a designer, a streamer, a content creator, there aren't definite advantages to being on a team. But make sure you have a way out of that team. If you sign a contract and you're stuck with that team, you've seen the news about some of the largest gamers that they're losing thousands of dollars, in ad revenue and stuff like that. Just be careful. That's my biggest advice. Also, if you're joining a team, just join a team with no benefit to you or the team. If you're joining a team and you're not benefiting the team, if you're joining the team and they're not benefiting you, it should be a very mutual agreement. I've reached a point in my career in this short time that where I don't have to be on a team. I could be, but I choose not to. And that's not saying anything bad about any of the teams that that have offered me positions. I'll have some of the teams I'd offer. I'm like, I would love to be on this team, but I can't control what they do, what they put out. I don't have any say over that. So that's why I've always reply with the exact same message. Some teams that reach out, I'm like, I wouldn't work with you ever. I've seen how you treat people. Other teams, I'm like, man, I love literally everybody on this team. I love everybody on this team. Like I've talked to the entire roster. I've been to their streams. I'm subbed to some of their channels, and I'm just like, is this the right choice for me? And I can't get around saying it is. So being a a designer with reach to so many different communities, um, puts me in a very unique position to, stay afloat alone. But I'm not really alone. I wouldn't say alone. Unaffiliated. Like I have my own. I guess I'm affiliated with myself. So um, that's one way to put it. But definitely not things to consider. I definitely want to put this together for quite some time. I definitely want to start doing videos like this, little chats about the questions I get, and help answer them. Because as a designer, as a content creator of going on 3 years now, um, there's a lot people do not tell you, and there's a lot of things you got to find out for yourself, and a lot of things you just you just crack your head on again and again and again till you figure it out. And if I can save anybody any kind of alleviate their stress whatsoever, I'm gonna do my best to make it happen. So thanks for sitting with me.